It is 8 p.m. and after more than 2 decades of waiting, the Stanley Cup Final is back in Denver.
To have this opportunity now, playing in the Stanley Cup Final, it's hard to grasp.
And the Avs are ready to take back Lord Stanley.
Playing the best. There's no Cinderella story or anything.
And the watch parties at the Tivoli Quad downtown.
They've already beaten this team twice this season.
We have the lineup, the depth, I think we have a shot.
The iconic establishment's packed to the brim.
Avalanche are going to win the cup. This is our time to finally break through.
Denver 7 has you covered with all the excitement for Game 1. Plus, gone in 60 seconds. Thieves becoming more desperate and putting Coloradans at risk.
These people are dangerous. They're not only stealing your stuff, you get shot.
Denver 7 continues its investigation into catalytic converter thefts and how quickly your car parts can be taken away.
When you watch the video, what's it say to you?
Just says it's out of control.
Good evening and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Danny New and I assume I am sunburned right now from being at Ball Arena all day. Tens of thousands of fans are packing into Ball Arena for a party 21 years in the making. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final is well underway on Denver 7. Right now the Avs and Lightning are tied 3-3 going into the third period, currently in intermission. We've got team coverage across downtown Denver for fans getting in on the excitement. Denver 7 CB Cotton is live on South Broadway, where local establishments are seeing huge crowds. But first, let's go to Russell Haythorne at Tivoli Quad. Russell, I would imagine the energy is quite high.
Yeah, Danny, the energy was quite high after the first period. It's come down a little after the second period because the Avs are now tied with the Lightning, but still a great crowd here. It really filled in on the Tivoli Quad after the game started, and you can see we've got a good crowd here. We've got the Tivoli Brewing Company over here. We've got about 8 beer tents surrounding the quad, as well as 3 huge screens. So not a bad seat in the house. This is Juliet, Sally, and Jeff, all from Inglewood.
Yeah.
And how are you guys feeling about how the game's going?
I'm not feeling too good because we're tied right now, but I think that we can come back and win.
Sally?
Yeah, I'm excited for how it's going to go. I think we got it.
Jeff, what do you think?
Okay, they pulled through every single time, so we don't have anything to worry about.
Prediction on the series?
Sweep, sweep,
Sweep.
Sweep.
All right, there you go. 3 predictions, for all of them sweeps in this series. We also have a row of food trucks over here, so keeping everybody well fed. And we were inside Ball Arena after the first period. Here's what fans had to say after that big first period with 3 goals.
The Avs are just dominating right now. This Tampa has no answer for our speed.
So much speed. They're just having a hard time answering the rush and the forecheck. They dominated the first period. They completely dominated. They caused penalties. They made shots. They shot 2-1.
Vasilevsky who? Go Avs!
So this is the first of many official watch parties for this game. The Avs and the NHL promising to have a watch party for every game of the Stanley Cup Final. Again, we're here in the Tivoli Quad. Great crowd here right now. We're in between the second and third periods. Looking good, Danny, and we'll be monitoring things throughout the evening. And for now, we'll toss it back to you.
Thank you, Russell. I'm sure those fans are very happy that the sun is starting to go down. It was really hot out there today. All right, let's now head on over to CB Cotton over on South Broadway in Denver, where
What time did we hit, Lucas?
where diehard Avs fans are gathering. They're so loud that CB can't even hear me right now. CB, how's it looking out there at Sobo 151?
Sorry. We're here outside of Sobo 151 on South Broadway. A lot of excitement going on with our coverage today. I want to step out of the way and give you all a better view. If you take a look behind me, there have been some Avs fans intently watching this game. Obviously, if you're watching Game 1 at home, you know there have been some nail-biting moments. I don't want to interrupt anything that's going on over there because these fans are excited and they want to keep their eyes peeled to the TV screens. But we were here today as people started to arrive at the bar and we got to witness all of that excitement. Now we want you to take a listen.
Let's go Avalanche!
Here at Denver's iconic hockey bar, Sobo 151, fans filled the seats at least 5 hours before puck drop.
If you love hockey, this is the bar to watch hockey at.
And signs went up letting people know the bar was at max capacity, which translates to maximum fun, according to these Avs fans.
The Avs are about to kill it!
On Wednesday, some sharing a prediction of how the night will play out.
5-3 Avs.
While the party was packed at Sobo 151, other bars offered a more laid-back pace.
Go, boys!
like Badger's Pub, also located on South Broadway.
Badger's is a place where you can come in, have a good time, everyone's welcome. A lot of regulars come in, they have their names on the actual bar itself, and they're big Avs fans, so it's a great place to come in and just become a regular.
This week, fans are filling every open seat with a strong message.
Very proud of this team. You know, I feel like it's time that they actually take that next step. The last couple of years has been rough as far as them losing in the second round. So I feel like now they take that step and finally actually win it all.
A lot of variety that you can find out here on South Broadway. If you want a really lively experience to watch these games, come out to one of the bars that's going to be packed. If you want something more chill, laid back, there's also that out here. Some tips for people who are hoping to watch Game 2 this upcoming Saturday is to get to your favorite spot early. We saw that here with Sobo 151. A lot of people wanted to come in later on this evening, but unfortunately they were turned away just because they are packed in there. Everybody's kind of smushed in like sardines, but everyone is having such an awesome time. So the tip for Saturday is to show up early to wherever you want to watch Game 2. Of course, we're all rooting for the Avs. A lot of excitement in the coming days here in Denver. I'm going to send things back over to you, Danny, in the studio.
Thank you very much, CP. All right, let's get you some Avalanche trivia so you can talk about it with your friends and you'll be very knowledgeable. Did you know that it's been 26 years since the Avs moved to Colorado to call Denver home? The team first got its start in Canada as the Quebec Nordiques back in 1979. 16 years later, the team moved to Colorado, which would be in 95, and changed the name to the Avalanche, much more fitting for Colorado. Now, the Avs have been in the finals twice since arriving in Denver, and they won both times. The most recent appearance, you may remember, in 2001 when the team won the Cup under the leadership of then-captain and now current team general manager, Joe Sakic. And for all the new hockey fans out there who have caught Avalanche fever, we want to help you understand some of the complicated rules that are integral to the sport. Specifically, we want to talk about perhaps the most infamous of all, icing. I've never quite gotten it. A lot of people have trouble with it. So today, I went to Ball Arena to ask some fans to help us explain a rule that is constantly confused. If you had to describe icing to somebody, how do you think it works?
Icing to somebody?
Don't understand icing.
What do you need to know?
I don't understand the question.
How would you explain icing to somebody?
When lazy players throw the puck down too far and they don't want to chase it.
All right, let's ask Denver Nuggets forward Davon Reed. Davon, what's icing?
I have no clue. I play basketball.
Yeah, I wish I had that kind of alibi.
So if they clear it all the way down the ice from like their end, then they call it. And if the other team makes it there first, then it's an icing.
I would explain icing as if a player touches the puck across the blue line before the forward is across.
I think that's pretty good. That sounds right, anyway.
Icing is when you pass the puck from one side of the red line down to the other side, and the team passing the puck does not get to the top of the circles before the other defensive team does.
Is he correct?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Thank you, son.
All right, so icing is when they send the puck down.
Excuse me, we're talking about icing, please. Millennials. Oh, wait, I'm a millennial. So let's ask Barry Melrose, the Dean of Hockey at ESPN. Mr. Melrose, how would you define icing for everybody?
Icing is a hard rule to tell people what it's about, but what basically happens, you have three lines in hockey, two blues and a red. The red is center ice. Now, when you have the puck, you have to get over the red with the puck, and all your teammates have to get they have to wait until you get over. Once the puck is in the far zone, far two zones, then your teammates can enter, then becomes you get a race and you can get the puck. That's the only rule in hockey that I wish we could do something about and fix. So maybe it will be the next few years.
So that's what it means. Oh, thank you, Barry Melrose and the Avalanche faithful. And of course, everyone, Denver 7 is your home for Avalanche coverage, so please stick around after the game for our post-game show and Denver 7 News at 10. You can also stay up to date on everything Avs and Stanley Cup Final over on the Denver 7 Plus app, on your Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Android TV devices. On the rise in record numbers. Tonight, Denver 7 Investigates has located a video that should sound a warning to everyone. It shows just how quickly crooks can steal your catalytic converter. It comes after state lawmakers recently admitted that changes in state law are not actually likely to have a major impact on catalytic converter thefts. Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski tonight continuing his in-depth look at a crime that has resonated across our state.
It's a dubious distinction, but right now Colorado is one of the leaders in the country in catalytic converter thefts. Over the past several months, we've dug into the issue, investigating where it's happening and why. Our reporting continues now as we ask tough questions and we hear from more victims.
I couldn't believe they had the audacity to come up in my driveway, even so close to my house. I just felt real violated. And after talking to my neighbor, he said that the guy showed a gun and told him just to get back in the house.
I know of officers that have pulled over a truck with the back bed of this truck full of catalytic converters, and we cannot hold somebody accountable for that particular crime.
If this doesn't stop us, it turned into a real tragedy.
It's clearly an issue that's impacting hundreds and hundreds of Coloradans, and we will continue to press forward and ask these questions. Inviting you now to join us at Denver 7 at 10 o'clock as we show you the entire investigation and take you inside the issues. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kowaleski.
All right, well, John Hinckley Jr., the man who shot President Ronald Reagan and 3 others, has been released from court supervision. Hinckley tweeted Wednesday, quote, "After 41 years, 2 months and 15 days, freedom at last," with a bunch of exclamation points, and unquote. The almost assassin was found not guilty by reason of insanity in a jury trial in 1982. Hinckley was treated at a mental hospital and released more than 30 years later in 2016. He's lived in Virginia since then, first with his mother and then on his own after her death in August. Hinckley notably spent 16 days in a Lakewood hotel on Colfax in 1981, plotting that assassination attempt. Well, an FDA panel voted to approve COVID vaccines for the youngest children. They voted to expand emergency use authorization for Moderna for those 6 months to 5 years and for Pfizer for 6 months to 4 years. The next step is for the FDA to grant authorization, then the CDC will decide whether to approve the shots. That vote is expected on Saturday, so young children could start getting shots by next week. Coming up on Denver 7 News at 8, algorithms of hate.
The internet can be a wonderful place for connectivity, and it can also be a wonderful place to hide.
One Denver expert getting to the root of extreme violence.
Instead of looking for the bad eggs, we're looking for the bad barrels. And what kind of environment is engaged to set up individuals?
And working to prevent the next catastrophe.
How do we reconnect as a community and as a society that hurt people don't continue to hurt people?
Plus, the Federal Reserve taking aggressive action to tame historic inflation.
And I do not expect moves of this size to be common.
The stakes for the U.S. economy and for American consumers are high. We take a look at how this will impact Coloradans' paychecks.
Temperatures heating up quickly tomorrow as we get through the early morning hours, and then we're going to top out in the 90s, but it will get even hotter from here. I'll have your forecast coming up.